definitely. I mean, because there are a lot of people out there that are, not all on the level, so to speak.
Right.
So, I mean, yeah, it's definitely nice to know that you're taking precautions to, keep people covered.
Right, and nowadays it's not hard to track down people, either on IMDb or just a Google search and see if they're legit or not. And so I always tell people to make sure they do that, and then often you can track down I was talking to a filmmaker the other night. We do a monthly networking here in Los Angeles, and filmmakers and screenwriters all come. It's really fun. I wish you guys were closer. But I was talking to someone, and he is in the process of finding his distribution deal. And so he went to the distributor's website and found some of the films that they've taken in the past. So then he tracks down those filmmakers and asks, how do you like them? And then he's getting an honest opinion of this distributor before he signs.
Well, he's certainly being thorough in his due diligence. It's a big deal. You're looking into stuff. That's going to be. You're signing over something that is, it could potentially be your life's work. So, I think it does pay to go that little extra mile with stuff.
Right. And then I'll hear horror stories that someone, got probably overly excited that someone wanted their script and ended up forking forward a lot of money and losing it. So I always tell people, just really check up on everyone. I don't know why he would offer up money when the guy was supposedly buying his script, but he did.
No, I've got one last question here, and then we've got we're hitting our time limit, and we'll have to wrap things up. But if there's one or two things that you could recommend to writers / filmmakers out there for getting into a contest like the one that Shriekfest holds, and in doing well, what would that be?
Let's see. I think for screenwriters, I would. Like Phil was talking earlier off air about how he'll try to get into the early entry. I would say try to get it in as soon as possible. I know screenwriters like to wait and tweak and tweak and tweak all the way to the very end. But quite honestly, I know that my judges get burnt out or can get burnt out. And if I would really prefer them to read your entire script and have the mind set to do it instead of being rushed at the end when everybody submits. That sort of thing, so it might give a leg up. I'm not sure, but I'm guessing maybe. Let's see. And I know a lot of screenwriters are worried that people will forget about it, but here at Shriekfest, we take extensive notes. The judges have to fill out forms, and we file everything, so we have extensive notes. We're not going to forget how good your script was if we read it in the beginning.
And the early bird is it's cheaper too, right?
Right, exactly. And then filmmakers, I would say, just because you shot it doesn't mean it needs to stay in the film.
So editing, okay.
Yeah, tighten it up. Horror features really should not be any longer than 80 minutes, 90 max.
Yeah, and I see a lot of films that are that length, so it's definitely
we get a lot of
advice.
2-hour films, 2.5-hour films. It's like, if you watch a film that long and and it's only semi good. And it's a horror, you can only take so much.
Well, you need a very good establishing shot of that cabin in the woods. I mean, come on.
Well, it's so funny because I'm that critical on the films I'm in, too. I'll flat out tell the director, look, just because I'm in that shot doesn't mean it necessarily needs to be in the film. If it doesn't feed the story, let's get rid of it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But, I think that's very good advice. Get in on the early side. Your work will get looked at. You'll give extensive notes, and it's cheaper.
Right.
Which, for a guy like me who squeezes a nickel till the buffalo shits is always a good thing. And,
Not to say, though, that if you submit late, your screenplays is not going to be judged, because that's true.
Well, sure. But, I'm just repeating your advice. But,
yes.
Get in the contest any way you can, preferably earlier. Save yourself a few dollars.
Right.
It won't hurt your chances. And from a filmmaking standpoint, just edit, keep things neat, keep things tight. I'd like to thank you, Denise, for being on the show. I think you've given us a lot of really, really good information. People to enter their contests or films and screenplays into Shriekfest, and hopefully, as a result of the show, you'll get some extra entries this year.
Well, I appreciate it. It's been a pleasure, you guys.
All right.
What's the deadline again, Denise, for entries? Your deadline?
Let's see. We have May 20th, May 22nd, and then July 10th.
Okay, we got plenty of time then to put the scripts in.
Yes.
So, yep, about a month and a half and for the early bird and 3 months for the other one. So, with that being said, get your screenplays tightened up, get them nice, get them neat, get them submitted to Shriekfest for the 2010 contest. And thank you, Denise, once again. Thanks, Phil, for coming in, and thank you to Michael Cornetto, our producer, who's sitting behind the scenes listening and letting us know that we went overtime. So until next time, take care, everybody, and we'll talk to you later.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Denise.
Bye-bye.